It's Wulf, and it's another 15 first impressions. This one is about the Season's Greetings DLC for the game Lake. This was sent to me through Keymailer by Gamious, and previously they also gave me a key for the base game of Lake, and this key for Season's Greetings came with a key for Lake as well, but I've already got the original game from when I covered the first one. And so speaking of the base game, I've actually covered the base game quite a bit already. So when they sent me a key for the original Lake base game, they sent me a key for the Steam version and also for the Xbox version. So there's two 15 first impressions that I've done. One was about the Steam version, one was about the Xbox version, and in addition to both of those 15 first impressions, I ended up playing through the entire game on stream as well. That was about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago at this point. I enjoyed the original version of this game a lot, actually. Quite a bit more than I was originally expecting, because I didn't initially anticipate on playing through the whole thing, and then it just kind of happened that I played through all of it on stream. The original Lake is just a very calm, easy-going, self-paced video game where you can kind of just deliver mail and talk to people. And I was kind of trying to think of a good way to describe it, and I think in some ways you could kind of explain it as a game that's about relationships between characters, but I don't know if that's even necessarily accurate, because the game is very low stakes, so there's not really any ways to screw up in that game in regards to how other characters react to you or think about you or anything, unless you're specifically like trying to aim in a certain way. Like, it's just a very easy game to play, and as I said, very low stakes, which is kind of a nice change. I remember when I played through the whole thing on stream, I think I actually complained about how low stakes it was, but looking back on it, I really appreciate that, because it's nice sometimes to play a game where you can just play the game and not really have to worry about anything. So the original Lake is set in 1986 and follows Meredith Weiss, who is a lady returning to her hometown of Providence Oaks after being away for a really long time. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it was a really significant amount of time that she was out of town. She does this kind of job swap thing with her dad where her parents also take a vacation at the same time that she's in Providence Oaks, and she takes over for her dad at the post office. And then the game is pretty much just about her delivering mail, interacting with the people around town, meeting new people who've moved there since she's been gone, and reconnecting with some of the people who lived there the entire time since she originally left. And like I said, very quaint, slow-paced, very chill game. It's honestly kind of interesting too, just to see how everybody interacts. The Season's Greetings DLC takes place the prior year, 1985, and this time you play as Meredith's dad, Thomas Weiss. The gameplay is pretty much exactly the same. You drive your mail truck around as Thomas, you deliver mail to people, you get into conversations with those people. I'm not totally sure, but there's probably ways to help them out and stuff, like in the original game where sometimes they would give you optional tasks or things to do or would want to hang out. One of the things that I saw mentioned in some of the advertising for this DLC was that there's a bunch of new characters. I think there's 5 entirely new characters, but they're also already in just the first day. I played through, in the 15 minutes that I played, it got through about the first day of the game. In just this first day, I saw a handful of characters that I recognized from the original Lake that Meredith also encounters the next year. And as the title indicates, this DLC is holiday season themed. It starts out on Christmas Eve, one of my personal favorite days of the year. And I'm not exactly sure how many days this DLC takes place over, but in the first day, at the end of the day, when you could check your like objectives and planner for the week, it showed at least a week, so I think at least a week. And since it's December during this DLC, there's also snow. So even though Providence Oaks overall is the same shape and has the same places and everything, everything's got some snow on it, and it looks different, and it looks December-ish. In my opinion, though, the most interesting thing about this DLC is the change in perspective from Meredith to Thomas. Although Thomas and Meredith are related, and they're literally just one generation apart, they are in very different situations for the actual town of Providence Oaks when you really think about it. Meredith is a single 40-something-year-old woman who has not been to Providence Oaks in a very long time, even though she grew up there. She doesn't have any kids or anything, at least so far as the original game mentions. She is technically from out of town, because even though it's her hometown, she lives elsewhere and has a job already elsewhere. Whereas Thomas, on the other hand, has been living in Providence Oaks for, the player can assume, pretty much the entire time that Meredith has been gone. So he knows the townsfolk more. He has met all of the people that have arrived since Meredith has been gone. He already has a wife and a child, so he's not out pursuing any relationships like Meredith can in the original Lake. And so even though Thomas is in the same town as Meredith is in the original Lake, and they're related, and their personalities are even kind of similar, Thomas is in an entirely different situation than Meredith is, so when he interacts with other characters, it's going to be in different ways. series. So overall, to conclude my first impressions of Season's Greetings for Lake, I like it. I liked the base game a lot, so this is a situation where I'm glad to have more of it. I might play through the entire thing at some point. I don't know for sure. I was actually thinking about it. It could be cool to go back through and do a normal playthrough of Lake on the channel, and then also maybe do a playthrough of the Season's Greetings DLC eventually. I'm not totally sure, but if you liked the original Lake or liked watching me or somebody else play through it, Season's Greetings is a cool way to see more of that story and more of Providence Oaks and the people who reside in it, and especially Meredith's parents, because you don't really interact with them that much directly in the original game either. I'm really curious to see what might happen in the future with this franchise, if they make another game, if they do any more DLC, anything like that, because it's just really well put together. I mean, it's an indie game, but it's just a good game. It's just really good and unique in a lot of ways. And also, I just want to throw it out there, if you guys need any help, you know, your boy Wulf can voice act and stuff, so hit me up. But anyway, yeah, I had a fun 15 minutes with this DLC, and I definitely am interested in playing more of it, and interested in seeing more of what this whole series could bring. So thanks for watching, and here is the rest of the gameplay.
Hello, Angie. Long time no see. One package for you today.
Thanks, Thomas. How's Emily?
She's very busy. The motel's chronically understaffed.
Ah, yes. This must be busy season at the motel. I do like it when out-of-towners come to visit our little hamlet, especially when they like movies.
Apparently most of the rooms have been fitted with VCRs now. Should be good for business.
So, what do we have here? Oh, right.
So what do you have there?
It's just some things from LA. Toiletries, stuff like that. I, recently ended my relationship.
Angie, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It was my decision, and it was the right decision. The long-distance thing just wasn't working out. Still, seeing your spare toothbrush, that shampoo bottle, a stick of deodorant, it just makes it so definite, you know? Like, the LA chapter of my life is now finally completely closed.
Breaking up right before Christmas Eve must be extra tough.
Yeah, that does add to the melancholy. Timing isn't exactly my strong suit, I guess.
Well, I'll leave you alone with your thoughts. And your spare toothbrush. Merry Christmas, Angie.
Merry Christmas, Thomas. My toothbrush and I bid you adieu.
Fancy handwriting on this one. mighty Ambrose River, all frozen over. Walnut Drive is where Meredith's school-friend Jessie used to live. I remember once Meredith came home from school after learning about walnuts. She asked us if they were named after the street. Okay, let's get this to its destination. Hi, Ben. Got a pretty hefty package here for you.
Thanks, Thomas. I've been waiting for that one.
Hi, Mr. W. Please, please, please tell me the mail truck needs a tune-up.
Hey, Lori. Nope. I'm sorry to say the truck's running like a song. I'm very happy about that. But it's bad news for you.
As you can see, Lori's taken a head start on working at the garage. Part-time, and only when she's finished her homework.
Ah, are you sure there's nothing I can improve on the old, what do you call this thing again?
Come to think of it, maybe there is. The horn's been making this sad little sound lately. It could use a little more oomph.
The horn, eh? I'm on it. That was easy peasy lemon squeezy, Mr. W. Diaphragm had gotten a little dusty, but it's all better now. The mail truck is honking like a big old goose again.
Thanks, Lori.
Come to think of it, I will be calling your truck the Goose from here on out. Big, white, wobbly, and with a honking great horn. Honk honk!
The Goose has a nice ring to it. Or a nice honk, anyway. Well, gotta be getting back to my rounds. Happy holidays, you guys.
Thanks, Thomas. You too.
part and parcel.
Hi there, Mr. Mailman. Got anything for me today?
Hello, ma'am. Just one parcel.
Thank you, sir. It's true what they say about mail carriers in snow.
You bet. Nothing can keep me from the swift completion of my appointed round.
That too, of course. But I meant that the snow makes them look even more handsome in their uniform.
Why, thank you, ma'am. That's a nice way to start the week.
Oh, I better get this, honey. I'll see you tonight. Oregon Trail Motel. How may I help you?
Span a dam. Never gets old. Hello?
Hey, Dad.
Meredith! Are you all packed for tomorrow? Meredith?
Dad, I'm so sorry, but I won't be able to make it tomorrow.
What's wrong? What happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine, Dad, don't worry, but I'm snowed under with work. It's added 86. It needs to be up and running at the start of the new year. I stumbled upon some errors today, and now we need to fix them this week. This sucks.
That's such a bummer, Em. But I understand.
Thanks, Dad. I'll make it up to you, I promise. We've all worked so hard this year. Can't squander it all in the last week, right?
You're right, Meredith. Christmas is just a few days. Your career lasts a lifetime. Have you told your mom yet?
Yeah, I just called her at the motel.
Oh, someone's calling. Must be your mom.
Okay, well, that's my cue. Gotta get back to it. I'll call again soon, Dad. Love you.
Hey, Em. Is that you?
If by M you mean Emily, then yes. If you mean M for Meredith, then no.
I just got off the phone with my other M, so I was pretty sure it was you.
Oh, Thomas, don't joke around as if nothing's wrong.
I know, Em. I don't know what to say.
Well, just deal with it, like we always do. Why don't we invite someone else? Unless you're happy with just Mildred coming over.
That's a good idea. I'll think about it and maybe invite someone tomorrow.
Okay, honey. As long as you don't invite Jack, you know, his jokes may even scare off the turkey. In any case, I'll call Beth and ask her again, too. And then I have to do a towel run, refill the vending machine, and vacuum the reception area. So it'll be a while before I'm done. I'll see you tonight, honey.
Okay, Em. Drive home safe.
Detective Fries! You've been assigned a new partner.
Come on, Chief. You know I don't need nobody's help.
He's from Germany. Hamburg, to be exact.
A German? Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Stop complaining, Fries, and go pick up that hamburger from the airport.